So I couldn't believe that I'd been using Final Cut for like 4 years at this point and did not know that this feature was built into the software. I've needed it so many times, I cannot believe I didn't notice it before. So if you've ever shot interviews before and the person that you're interviewing does a great job, they say a lot of really good things, but they're calculated as to what they're going to say and having a lot of pauses in their phrasing, and you need to speed that along without there being a lot of jump cuts in an interview. You can't switch back and forth between A and B angle a lot, or it makes the viewer dizzy and you don't have enough B-roll to always cover it. What do? And this solution, again, I can't believe I didn't know that this was in here. So maybe if I didn't, maybe you don't, and maybe this will be helpful for you. There's also a lot of other use cases for this feature in case you want to use it for something that's not interviews. So this was an interview that I shot recently, and you can see right here, this is just one example of multiple times. If I zoom out, you can see how many times I had to cut and jump here because she paused in between her phrasing. So you can see that there. And in order to condense that and fix that issue with it being seamless, I thought, okay, maybe I'll try like a fade transition or a cross dissolve. And so I dragged that on there, but you can see even when I shorten it down, you can see the fading there, and it doesn't look the greatest. And it's a little freaky when you play it back at full speed. You can tell that there's a little transition there. I don't want to do that. So I looked over here, and in this same box where if you go to your transitions, you go to dissolves, there's cross dissolve, which is obviously fade. And then there's this flow, which I've looked at before, but it always looks like it does the same thing. Well, if you've ever tried to slow down footage before that's not actually shot in slow motion, and you want to use the optical flow feature in order to do that, which if you don't know what that is, I learned it from a Peter McKinnon video like 5 years ago when I was using Premiere, and it basically just takes away that stutter in the slow motion footage by the software analyzing it and guessing what the frames would look like between the frames that you have, so that you can have more frames and slow it down and it be smooth rather than jittery. So basically this flow transition does the exact same thing, except it interprets the frames between your two clips in order to make them fuse together seamlessly. So all I did was drag it on and shorten it as much as I could. So it's like 3 frames, and you just sit there and let it analyze. And it's analyzing for optical flow. Boom. But if you look specifically at her eyes in this footage, you can see where they're looking screen left and then they're looking screen right. And the optical flow here will basically add in frames there in between, which makes this look seamless. So when you play it back in real time, you can't even tell that this was a clip that was joined together. It looks like all one fluid clip. There's a section of this video that has like 3 or 4 of them within like 7 seconds, and I showed it to my wife and I was like, can you see where the clip is stitched together? And she's like, I honestly can't. I didn't realize that you had to clip several clips together because it looks like one clip. So it's a really helpful feature when you're trying to save your interview footage for people who have a lot of pauses in their phrasing, and you need to condense that down without it looking jittery or jump cutty because it's not a YouTube video and you want it to look good for the client. Say a lot of really good things, but they're calculated as to what they're going to say. How did I not know that this was a thing? This saved my interview, it saved my footage, and it saved the way this video turned out. And this is such a cool feature. Again, there's a lot of other use cases for this as well. Some ideas might be if you want the background to change a lot and you get your subject right in the middle of the frame or to the side of wherever, and you want to line it up for each different take and different backgrounds, and you want it to flow seamlessly without being able to see the jittery jump cuttiness that is happening from your person. This could be cool for music videos or just a talking head video where you want some cool background changes. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and if you'd like to see any more Final Cut tutorials, I've got another one right over here I think you might enjoy. If this was helpful, make sure you comment below, give this video a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.